So, welcome back to the Parent 4 to 4 podcast. It's quite an honor and a special moment for us all, really. And the reason is because, personally for me, we can finally say it. It's race day, right? So, this is something that we have all been waiting for, although be it through our baby 4 to 4. So, Nico, our team principal, how have you been? And it's so good to see you back again.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurang. Very good to be back on the podcast. I'm doing really well. And as you say, we are racing with 4 to 4 in the Green Power UK Championship, which we're going to talk about today. So, yeah,
Yes.
happy about this.
Right. So I think we should just begin with the championship that has given us the opportunity, right? At the Green Power Trust Fund. So if you can just briefly explain what is it and why did we choose this championship?
Yeah, absolutely. The idea came about 9 months ago from for personal reasons and family reasons, and also I went to go and see the Green Power Championship in the UK. I discovered it. I didn't know about it. What it is it's effectively a championship of electric cars that are designed and built by teams across the country uh, to promote STEM and to promote and to help young people get into engineering and motorsport. So think of it as something that schools are doing or universities are doing in the UK, but also companies and apprenticeship level. So yeah, it goes up to 25 years old, and then you've got teams like PERRINN 424 that are done by professionals as well. So there's a whole range of different teams going to race in this championship. And what attracted me to it is first of all it's electric. It's also what we call scratch build or prototype build. So we do our own design. That's what we like to do
Yeah,
at PERRINN. And
it's all
it's
bespoke,
it's bespoke. Even though in the race you've got two categories, a little bit like at Le Mans, you've got the prototypes and the GTs. Well, in the
right?
Green Power race, you've got what we call the scratch cars, like the prototypes, what we are doing, and then the kit cars, who are a bit slower, but they're cars that have been bought from the Green Power shop, if you like, and they modify them. But it's a mini version of electric racing at the highest level. Having said that, it's a championship that started about 25 years ago, so it's fairly old. And it's expanded quite a lot. So you've got green power now in Asia. You've got green power in America. You've got green
Okay,
power in Europe, in France, and Belgium as well. So it's expanding. So it's a good
right.
way for us to go racing and to grow our network.
Yeah, absolutely. Grow our network, that being important as well. So, how has been the experience in building a car for real, right? And what are the numbers are we talking here?
Yeah, it's been good. But Gaurang, for me, it's first of all personally, it was great to go racing for real. Obviously, we are doing a lot of virtual testing with the big 424 car for Nürburgring. But to go racing again, like I used to when I was a teenager, and to go racing also like I do in Formula One or Formula E,
And
but
with your
without,
karting as well, Le
sorry,
Mans,
yeah,
with your karting, and back in the day, yeah,
back in the day when I did karting. So it's that feeling of but it's our own brand. I do it
yes,
through Perrin 424. So it was so much fun, honestly, to design the car, to build it. The strategy that I have adopted is a small version of what we're going to do with the car that you see behind me, the big
yes,
424. Uh, Really is to design the car ourselves and then to ask companies around the world to to build the parts. Okay, so suppliers, and then the parts come to us and we assemble the car ourselves. So that's exactly what we did with the Green Power car. And in fact, as I said, it's a small version of what we will do with the big car. We used suppliers from everywhere in the world. The composites came from China. The metal machine part came from India, uh, and
hmm,
and the 3D printing from the UK. But I managed to use our network of suppliers and people in the team to access better, cheaper prices at good quality to build a car. So that has been a really really cool experience, and I wanted to do it for the team and for the network. Yes.
That is beautiful. That's not something you hear really, building a car for cheap and actually winning. We'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, that's really interesting. Having a global network through Perrin.com, and we've been able to get a lot of audience, attract a lot of engineers, mainly. So really, really interesting, and actually kudos to your system. How we have built it. That has definitely helped. Right. You didn't mention about the numbers though. How fast are we talking the cars go? How long does the car last in a race? And how does the racing happen?
Yeah. So the cars are small cars. It's all about efficiency. They are not going very
Hmm.
fast. You know, you're going at about 40 miles an hour or 55, 60 kilometers an hour, and you go around the track without slowing down, and you're using the brakes. All you do really is a race of efficiency. So what matters is the
Right.
aerodynamics, is the lightweighting the car. The race lasts for 1 hour, or the one we
Hmm.
participate in is 1 hour, and you start with
Okay.
a full charge of battery and you try and finish the race with a battery discharge, so you're managing your energy. So it's again, it's a small
Right.
version of Formula E, if you like.
Yeah. So you must be getting some sort of ideas on how to implement it, and we've got the advantage, let's say, of you all being already working with the Formula E team, right?
Yeah,
So
of course, I'm
that's
using
great.
my experience from motorsports that I have. My goal really is to make 4 to 4 successful. I
Mhm.
The reason I did this is I want to win races, to show the quality of what we are doing at Perrin, and we've achieved it. You know, we won a race already, so I'm really really happy about this.
Yes. So coming to that, I can see a bright smile when you mentioned that. And we as a team, when we saw it in our channels through WhatsApp and Parent.com, it was a delight to see our first podium which we had. So it's a season of firsts, first time racing, first time building a car, first time you being a team principal, and I like to call it that way. So yeah, let's talk about the first podium. How did you enjoy that moment and the first win, because between the first podium and the first win we had a pretty bad phase, so I would like for you to explain and how you overcame the challenge.
Yeah, it's been pretty intense. So we've done 4 races so far, and they were all in the same month, so quite dense. We went
Hmm.
to Mallory Park in the UK for our first race, and we had just done a shakedown of the car. The car was very new, so I thought anything can happen. Fortunately, the shakedown we did on the road near the house, we saw a couple of problems with the electric wire, so we sorted that, and that was lucky. And
Right.
when we went to our first race, the car was reliable. I was really happy with that, and we were more or less on the pace, and we managed to finish second in our first race. And there was
Yes.
still a lot to learn and to improve on the car, but I was really pleased with the outcome. We went then
Right.
to our second race, and I had said to some members of the team, actually, I said normally the second race is where things go wrong, because the car is still new, and the things that need to break or the issues that we are gonna have are gonna they don't show up at the first race because everything's still
Yeah.
quite new, but at the second race it has done quite enough mileage to see the problems, and it's exactly what happened. We went to Goodwood for our second race, and we had issues with the wheels that were getting loose and the spokes were getting loose, so we had punctures and we rolled the car. We were really lucky. We rolled the car on the grass, so we didn't damage the car too much.
Hmm.
So that was, and at that point we were fighting to for the lead of the race as well.
Yes. Yes.
So again, I was happy with the pace, but we had the roll. So went back to the workshop and really looked at that problem, and it highlighted the weakness of the car. So made some modifications to the wheels, improved that. Then we went to our third race, Castle Combe, and we finished third. So that was a very good result again.
Yeah.
There was more competition as well, so that's why we couldn't finish second, or there was one more really good car. I learned a lot actually there by talking with with the people who were there and the people who were ahead of us. There's such a good atmosphere in the championship. So I met a lot of people who have done it for 10 years or more. That they gave me some tips as well to how to improve the car, and I'll explain what has been done since. And and then we went to our fourth race, which was Bedford's, and
Hmm.
we had changed the motor at that point. We put a second motor that was a bit more fresh, and we had really good pace. We were leading the race. Very close battle with the Rene Show, the car that we tend to fight all the time. But they
Yes.
had some reliability issues. We were still first, and they dropped off the race, and we won the race. And I was really pleased. I was really pleased because I have spent a lot of time on this project over the last 8 months. And as I said, for me, it's really important. The first thing is I want to show that 424 can win. And I can see now people understand that in that championship. They see us now as a contender. And
Yeah.
it's only the beginning. We're gonna keep racing in Green Power for maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, definitely. And making our mark the best way possible. So, congrats on that. The first win, the first podium. Coming back from a small hiccup, but yeah, thankfully everyone was safe. It was a minor crash, but very sudden. If you want to watch the onboard, you can find it on our YouTube channel, obviously. But yeah, I think moving on, I would like to ask you about the engineering challenge. Like, what's the most hardest engineering challenge you actually came across while building this car? Because I remember we were having a lot of discussions to find the right material at a decent price. And so, was it the composites? Just was it about the aerodynamics? And I will let you speak about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fun. What I enjoy about Green Power is it's exactly the same as Formula One on a very small scale.
Okay.
It's exactly the same challenges. You want to design a light car, you want to design a car that's reliable and simple enough. So the challenge is exactly the same. And I know because I've done it before, when you start into a category, you cannot design the best car straight away. It's not possible. You have to learn.
Yes.
Uh, and to be fair, I'm happy that we've already won a race, but I will tell you something. I know that we even though we have won a race, there have been better cars in the last year or two racing in Green Power because I look at the
Lap
statistics.
time.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you look at the lap times, if you look at the speed of the competition, we are we are more or less 5% behind the car that was the best in the last 2 or 3 years. So there is still
right.
room to improve. I met the people who have built the best car in the championship, and I know now that the 424 is still too heavy. Okay,
Hmm.
so the car weighs about 66 kilos, but the the best car weighs 58 kilos, 8 kilos lighter. It's quite a lot.
Right.
I
Yeah.
saw that car. I saw how they did it, and it takes a while. For them it was three. They built 3 cars over 10 years to achieve that level.
Right. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So we have the first version. I'm already thinking I want to build a new version.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
challenge then is the resources, and also I don't want to do it too quickly because I keep learning. So I'm learning about we're gonna do better wheels this winter. We have a plan to do a light version of the steering system on the same
Hmm.
car, on the current chassis. But in 2 years, I think I want to build a new chassis that probably, hopefully, will be 3D printed. That's my
Hmm.
that's my goal, and just to try and make it lighter and potentially cheaper to make because the cost is still the problem. Yes. So
Right.
traditional engineering problems.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only difference between what we are doing and what F1 is doing is they're putting in all the money, and we are obviously trying to be more efficient with our expense as well. And I think it's the same with everyone in the competition. That's how the competition is,
Yeah.
and that's how the championship is designed. Because motorsport as a sport has a knack of having a tag of being very expensive. So yeah, I think that's really interesting to learn. And how has the team dynamics worked out for you? How has you being a team principal into effect? How has that experience been for you? If you would like to share.
Yeah, of course. I've been racing for so many years now. It's not like it was a new experience for me, but I have to say there was one moment that I got prepared for. I
If
thought,
if I may quickly interrupt, really sorry.
yeah,
I want to take you back to the time at Williams, because you were a really good engineer and you were given the responsibility to sort of head a particular department, and that's when you realize, no, I would like to focus just on my engineering, what I'm currently doing, and that's what made you decide to leave F1 and actually focus on what you like to do rather than being or just
a
managing a lot
manager.
of
Yeah.
people. But here, that case has particularly not changed that much. But you see my point, right? So how has that experience to you again?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Again, I love engineering so much. So on Green Power, I have designed the whole car myself.
Yeah,
I get support for manufacturing. I get support for marketing and during the races. But the design of it, I've done it myself. I love doing that, and
yes,
the Green Power is small enough that I can do it all by myself.
hmm,
But having
yes,
said that, I will welcome more people to help in the future. But to answer your question, um, I think now I'm much better at preparing myself for the worst that can happen during races. So
yeah,
obviously I've put a lot of time and also money into this project for the team and for the brand. But I knew that if we crash the car, we might have to manage some damages. And I, once we know that, first of all, nobody's getting injured or anything like this because the kids are driving, so we want to make sure the car is safe. But also, I thought, the car, they will crash the car at some point. It's inevitable. These things happen, and it did
hmm,
happen at Goodwood in our second race. But I had
yes,
prepared myself psychologically mentally to know if that happens, it's okay, we'll deal with it. So when the crash happened at Goodwood, I went straight away to the driver and make sure she was okay. Lucy, a girl, was driving, and
yeah,
uh, and that was the main thing for me at that point. And she was fine, no problem. And yes, the car was damaged, but I sort of I was ready for it, and I took it. I was very calm. There was no problem for me, and I thought I have to be the one who stays calm in these situations.
yes, right,
And I think in the past, sorry, I was struggling to do that. I think
okay,
I was reacting too much to situations, but
hmm,
I'm very proud and happy to see that what we've been through, the ups and downs, I've really managed them. And we went back to the workshop, and I just stayed calm, and I just looked at the issues. And yes,
yeah,
you've got broken parts around you, and you put a pile of broken parts on the side. It's not nice, but
yeah.
it's part of racing. If you go racing, you have to be ready for that.
It goes to show what racing teaches you, right? It's of course about winning, but when you lose or even when you come third, from the outset, you would be like, okay, great, first podium, but you would want to win. So it's that mentality, the mindset to prepare yourself. As you mentioned, you were already preparing yourself how to manage the expectations, and obviously we've got quite young and teenagers driving the car. That's the nature of the championship. And yeah, really, really interesting. And I'm happy that you're enjoying it.
Yeah,
That's the best one,
I
right?
am.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So right. So this has been the story so far. With this championship, 4 races in, a couple of podiums and a win, a DNF, a crash. Now, where do we go from here? For sure, we're gonna try and see and if we can win the championship. But bigger than that would be to actually successfully complete the championship with whatever we had planned. Winning is one part. So where do we go from here? What do we look out from this championship?
yeah. I have some goals, with Green Power. So a few different goals. Obviously, winning the championship is one, and that will happen at some point, hopefully. But first of all, what I want to see is progress. That's that's really what drives me. So I told you about the speed of the car, and I know some cars have gone faster than 424. I know where we are. So
Yeah.
after the last race a month ago, I started to build a dyno in the workshop so we can run races in the workshop. Okay, so we can test the car. And
Right.
in the matter of 2 weeks, I did 22 races in the workshop. Once or twice a day, I run the
Yeah.
car for an hour in the workshop and do measurements. And as a result, we've already made changes to the car, especially on the electric system. And we've
Mm-hmm.
already gained about 4 or 5% performance compared to the first 4 races. So when we go back racing, the car has already improved. Yes.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I'm very pleased about this, and I just want to keep that rate of improvement. So next winter
Right.
I have ideas to lightweight the car. We need to keep increasing the performance of the car 1% at a time, always,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
step by step. Because at some point I would like to break some of the records that have been done in that championship in terms of average speed over an
Mm-hmm.
hour. So
I
the
see.
yeah, there's been some records on some tracks that some cars have managed to do 41 miles an hour over a full hour.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
at the moment, we are running at about 37. So you can see there's a small gap. I'm
yeah.
very interested to try and break some records. And I'm also very interested from a personal point of view because my kids are going to drive the car. They've already tested the car.
Right.
My kids are still young enough that they will be able to race for the next 5, 6, 7 years. So
Right.
one of my goals is also to train them to a high level, and then get them to win, with the 424 car. And in parallel of all of this, we have a radio system, we have an onboard video system in the car, and what I'm very interested to do is to make sure the radio and the video is accessible to anyone live,
Yes.
and make 424 a team that's different to the others because as we always do, we share as much as we can. And the
Yeah.
last part of this is the design of the car is totally open source. I keep talking about it when I go racing. I've got a lot of interest. People come and see the car, the other teams, and they start to talk. I explained, the car is open source. Go and find the design. And they know now. They come back to me the next race and they said, I've looked at the design. It's great. Can we copy the car? I said, yes, please, you can. So I'm
Right.
hoping that in the near future there will be maybe a copy or two of the cars racing with us.
Mm. Right. That's really interesting. I just wanted to just touch upon the family affair of one of your kids winning or just like racing in your own car, right? The Perrin family affair. So that's really interesting. I hope that happens soon. Um, but yes, coming to the radio bit, have we tried to do anything just innovative so far? Of course, the radio thing being open to anyone is really interesting. I don't think that's I have heard of that anywhere. So that is something to look out for, and that's something we need to market as well. So yeah, anything that you believe that you have done something very innovative in this current championship with this particular car.
Well, again, the car itself is good engineering, but there is no innovation. What we are doing is try and design the best car we can. I think
Right.
the innovation has to be in the way we communicate, in the way we share all our secrets. There is no secrets when it comes to 424, and
Yes.
that is the innovation. But I tell you something, Gaurang, is you go into a championship and people are not used to this. They're used to
Hmm.
secrets and they're used to see everybody hiding what they do. So it
Yes.
will take time for everyone to realize this is what we do. It takes time.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that. That's why I want to use Green Power 4, even if it takes 4 or 5 years. I want
Hmm.
to break records, win the championship, and I want to say, by the way, the car is open source. Anybody can reuse it
Yeah.
and build. And I do think it will help us as well. That's why we do it. I think it will help us create an ecosystem around the car, the team, grow our network, potentially help
Yeah.
also source parts more cheaply because it will be reused by a number of cars. All of this really interests me.
Yeah, really, really. So many aspects, right? to focus on and to be inspired by. Really nice. Just the question, just I had a question in my mind, but I think moving on. Yes, have we seen any interest for the main 4 to 4? Have we seen people asking you about the parent 4 to 4 car that's gonna break the Nürburgring lap record? Does anyone know about it? How has that experience been apart from just the baby 4 to 4?
Well, at Green Power, obviously, people are not aware of the Nürburgring lap record car because again, they're coming from a different. They're not necessarily following motorsport to the level
Right.
where they would know about us. But it doesn't matter, you know. Everything takes time, and you have to tell a story over time. The
Yes.
story is 4 to 4. Then I want the name to stay always there. It's a brand. So first of all, we establish ourselves in the Green Power community, and then obviously we will talk during the races that we're also designing a bigger car. I talk about it to people who want to discuss it with me, and
Yes.
and they, you know, that story starts to go around the paddock as well. So uh, you know, of course they are interested in this, but realize that the people who go to Green Power, they really want to focus on Green Power. That's what they know, and that's okay. So I prefer to focus on the idea that they can copy our car, the Green Power 424 car. That's the
Yeah.
story we tell a lot. Um, Once we've been really successful at Green Power, then we will use this as a showcase for us to the partners that we want to bring on the Nürburgring lap record that will be
Yeah.
outside of the Green Power community.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be one of the most important accolades that you will collect in your personal life, right? And as a team, for us all, it's going to be a great achievement. Um, just moving off to the 24 hours of Le Mans that we had just last month. So did you get the chance to visit? Did you watch the race? Did you follow it? Anything from it?
I
How was
didn't
it
I
for you?
didn't go this year. I stayed at home. I wanted to be at home this year. Of course, I did follow it. I just like to follow it on YouTube and follow the highlights every hour or so. So I also watch a lot of live onboards videos.
Right.
I
Yeah.
like to jump from one
Team to team. Yeah.
LMH, you know, Ferrari to the Toyota to the Cadillac,
Yeah.
and try and see the differences between the cars going around the track. So I do follow a lot always Le Mans. It was a great race, of course. I love the fact that there was a lot of competition, and
Yeah.
the top three finished in 20 seconds or something like this after
Yeah.
24 hours.
Incredible.
So
And
fantastic race, yeah.
yeah, and the Toyotas just defined what the 24 hours race is because they were not in the scene at all, and they just kept chipping away, and then they
Yeah.
won the race. So really nice, really nice. Great. Right. I think so. So for us, we need to focus on this particular championship, right? See how we can do this year, and as you mentioned, take part again the next year because 100% we are going to improve, right? It's just the beginning. Although we have won and a couple of podiums, but there are things to improve on, like the lap records, the efficiency bit. Um, how do you see this championship, this knowledge, this industry, this engineering knowledge helping your project with the main 4 to 4 that you're building virtually? Are you making some improvements in the car right now, or are you completely focused on this particular project?
So there is still work being done on the Nürburgring lap record car. Yes, not as much as last year because the focus has been Green Power, and you can only do so much at one time.
Yeah.
Um, what Green Power is really helping with for the Nürburgring lap record is the network of people. So as I explained, when I built the Baby 424 for Green Power, I went to find new suppliers in India, in China, and these suppliers potentially will help us with the bigger car. So
Yeah.
that it's a network construction. It takes time, and to find the right people. And I consider now these people in the team with us,
Yeah.
and I know they will keep helping us with our future projects. So this is where the Green Power helps for the future of 424.
Great, that's great. So 4 to 4 has officially started racing, and 2026 is the mark. I think that's 2026 is going to be that really important year, 10 years down the line, right? So
That's it.
really nice. Yeah, I think that concludes our podcast. Really, I have. It's been a while that I haven't met you as well. So great speaking with you. Our next race is on the
Mid
September,
September,
right?
yes, September
Yes.
this year. So still working on the car this summer. We have a test in August to prove out all the modifications on track, and then we go
Yeah.
racing again in September and October.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. So thank you so much, Nico. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the results that we share in our LinkedIn and on our YouTube as well. And we have also got the onboard videos, so do have a look.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Now, thanks a lot, Gaurang. Speak soon.
Speak soon.
Bye bye.